So Zoom was not going through to YouTube. You think we're good? I see a frozen image of us. Oh, we're moving. So it's working?
I think so.
At least we're moving. See a frozen image of us. Wicked delay.
Yeah.
As well. So it's working. Okay. Okay, we think we have it figured out now. It's a new system that we've been testing over the past couple of months, and our latest test this afternoon worked fine. And of course, now when it's time to go live, we didn't want to work. But thanks for tuning in. I appreciate you joining us on at ArmsportVideos. And as you can see, I have the president of CAWF with me, Mr. Rick Pinkney. Thanks for stopping by, Rick. Appreciate it.
Thanks for having me.
Okay, first we're going to start with the bad news. As I informed you just before we went on air, day number 2, table 1, there seems to have been some sort of technical problem. I have 0 footage from day 2 of table 1. I'm absolutely mortified. I was gutted. I think I was reduced to tears when I found out when I got home, and I don't have a reasonable explanation. And the laptops have not made it back from Winnipeg as of yet. So until I can test them, I don't know what's going on. What I do have is all these like between 25 seconds and 50-second clips. And I don't understand why.
Most of those are just been the start of the match, and then
One isn't even the start of the match. Mostly what I got is just the referees talking between one another. And I did my test in the morning. I started recording. I tested microphones. I played it back. Everything was working fine. I watched the first match, and it seemed to glitch while it was working. But I played it back, and it was fine. So I thought, okay, everything's working.
so that's all saved on the
It was saved on a portable hard drive,
but not on the laptops themselves.
not on the laptop itself. It was I recorded directly from camera to a portable hard drive through a laptop. But now, if there's a problem with the hard drive, then it's
toast.
Yeah, it's not gonna work. So, folks, I apologize. There's not much I can do.
Now, no computer guys can bring that back. They brought back stuff when my computer crashed here not that long ago because of the hard drive. They were able to bring it back.
I have no idea until I get that shipment from Purelator, and then I can have somebody look at it. But right now, all I have is all these little mini clips.
Sorry, ladies. Table 1.
Table 1, yes. So if you pulled on day 2 on Sunday on table 1, I'm terribly sorry. My deepest apologies. I don't have footage of them. Now
Right now, it could come back. You never know. You might be able to save it.
I'm not
Or
holding
somebody may be able to save
I'm
it.
not holding out hope.
Yeah.
I'm really not. You and I have had a bunch of discussions about technology, and you wanted to push forward to a computerized bracketing system. And my answer is always the same. It's great. It's not a matter of if your laptop dies, it's a matter of when.
Well, that's why I want to have a central system where everything's going to feed into one, and it'll always get backed up. And then, they've been running the worlds for years without any issues.
Well, I wouldn't say without any issues.
Okay. Let's say since
2013, so 2014, whatever system they're using seems to be working.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, they haven't had any hardware failures.
Okay. Well, and that's all mine seems to be is a hardware failure.
Yeah.
The only condolences, I have everything that I filmed on day 1 seems to be fine. I have a bunch of it edited. All the junior classes are now posted. Tomorrow being Monday is going to be I'm going to start with the 2 disabled classes,
right?
And then we'll go with the masters until completion from the masters.
But yeah, I think disabled was on table one also.
Yeah, that was day one.
Oh, that was day one,
I
right?
have everything from day one.
Okay.
I haven't lost anything from day one. This is what I don't understand at all. Like,
Yeah.
not even close. And when I got home, like the files are, you can see the files. But when I go to play them,
They won't play.
well, no, they'll play, but
Yeah,
I'm only getting like 25-second
15
clips,
yeah.
30 clips, 30-second clips. So I don't have an answer. Again, I apologize profusely. It's just, I don't understand what happened.
All we can do is cross our fingers and hopefully somebody can bring that footage back.
Yeah, and you're giving them hope that I don't have.
You never know, you never
You know
know.
what, it would be amazing, if, although my luggage arrived Monday, and I finally got it yesterday, which was Saturday, waiting on couriers and WestJet. And we drove to the airport, and all I'm thinking is, I'm not gonna get my luggage.
Hmm.
I just wanna talk to somebody. To let them know, because no one answers the phone or calls you back, and they're, lo and behold, I saw my luggage sitting at the airport, so it's been sitting there for a week, right? But anyway. That's the bad news. I hope I can make it up to anybody, and hopefully the other footage looks pretty good, I
Okay,
think.
yeah.
If you watched any of it,
You had a great shot, you know what I mean, up on that little stage.
that little platform was perfect.
Yeah. So you had nice straight
I don't
views.
know if
of
you had a
everything.
chance to watch any of the juniors clips.
I haven't yet.
Well, I know you were away, so.
Yeah.
And editing the master's classes, it looked like some pretty good angles and some pretty good footage, so doesn't make up for it, especially those women's classes. It's like, you know what? It's the same bloody thing when I went to Michigan. Somebody unplugged my power bar. What did I lose? The ladies' classes again. Like, are you kidding me? So now that being
Meant to
said,
be, not meant to be.
so any ladies that made it to the finals, I have all the finals.
Okay.
It's not much of a consolation, but I do have the finals. And if you were fortunate enough to pull, not fortunate enough, but if you pulled on Saturday, I have your matches from Saturday. So they'll be posted as well, beginning tomorrow. And I'll edit the other two tables and.
Yeah.
Two
tables, yeah.
Yeah, because you only ran, after kids, you only ran
We
three.
only ran 3 tables.
Yeah.
Correct.
Okay, so that being said, the 2022 Canadian Nationals in the books now, what do you think?
Wow. That was,
Record-breaking tournament.
and the funny thing is, we just had no idea.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? After a 2-year hiatus, we just had no idea what kind of numbers. Daryl was sweating hard. I can't blame him. You know what? He's gone,
Canceled,
gone,
yeah,
stopped.
2 years, right?
And then finally going and really not knowing then all the issues with the airlines and the vaccine mandates and all that kind of stuff. We really had no idea. So I mean, if this could have been a normal year, we would have busted through 600.
Probably, because even by Manitoba standards, the junior classes were smaller in
Well,
number.
and that was another thing. They lost a lot of use because they just had a huge flood in part of the province. So, and they got a lot of kids up in that area. So they figured they probably could have picked up another 25, 30 kids. I mean, we had over 150 entries for juniors. So that could have pushed it over 200, over 200 entries just for the juniors alone.
Wow.
And I've always said, you know what, Manitoba, junior capital of Canada, the way they're pushing the juniors, unbelievable.
They seem to be really dedicated to getting the juniors out and getting them involved.
Oh,
So,
absolutely.
and good for them. And you did bring up travel. So did you hear any, other than your own horror story, and anybody from out of Nova Scotia that was flying swoop?
Well, not just Nova Scotia, that was most of the country.
Everybody was getting
Most
jerked
of the
around.
country. What's her name? Brisson.
Oh, Jocelyn.
Jocelyn Brisson. I guess they canceled her twice, and then she drove from Ontario. So, and I think Matt Smith, they rebooked him into August.
Yeah, I remember hearing that Matt was rebooked till August, and but there was a few of yous here that.
Yeah, and I mean, most of them got through. I wasn't able to get through, so I had to turn around, spend an extra $400 and book a one-way ticket.
And then what did you do coming back?
Come back, it was fine. They kept, fine. I mean, we were supposed to leave at 10 o'clock in the morning. We didn't end up leaving till I think 8 o'clock at night. So we didn't get in till 2 a.m.
Wow.
And then Jamie LeBlanc was on there. He had a 2-hour drive to Moncton. Mark McPhail ended up staying in a hotel because he had a 4-hour drive up to Cape Breton. And so, yeah.
Oh, you know what? It looks like we just got our very first super chat.
Uncle John.
Uncle John. Listen, before we go any further, Uncle John, appreciate it. Thank you. Dude, you were freaking amazing.
Yeah.
How you could keep up that energy level for 2 days? Beyond me.
And I had a lot of compliments about his announcing. Everybody really enjoyed his announcing because he was getting into the matches.
He was. He did an amazing, a fantastic, amazing job. Again, his energy level, and you and I can appreciate this. How do you can remember all these names?
Oh, I
It's
know.
beyond me.
Oh, I know. But and how he still had a voice.
Yeah. Well, because so he's up there to do the Canadian Nationals, but his parents made the drive from Minnesota. So
His wife's pulling.
his wife is pulling. There was friends of his wife's that came to visit. So he had his MC duties. His hosting his parents, he's trying to see his wife's friends. You're a rock star, dude.
Yeah.
That's all there is
No,
to it.
great job. Awesome job.
It was, he really did.
That's why he gets invited back.
Of course, but he really did a great
Yep.
job.
Oh,
And I
absolutely.
remember him being here in Halifax, but my memory of Halifax was because that was at the time they were APTN was filming
Right.
their TV show.
Yeah.
And there was so many people on the stage. Other than hearing John's voice, I hardly ever saw him.
Yeah.
Because there's so many people on the stage. But yeah, like we're very, very lucky
Yeah.
to have him move to Canada. And
Absolutely. What's John got to say?
Nationals was great. Thanks to you both for your hard work.
Appreciate it.
we you know what we do, and
Yeah.
it's
Usually all you hear is the grief, but you know what, this year, you know what, all I got was positive, positive, positive.
good. Well, look, Daryl and his crew did an amazing job.
Yeah,
Everything ran pretty well.
yeah.
Was there some hiccups? Probably, but
There's always gonna be hiccups.
nothing major,
No,
nothing
No.
major at all.
no, and I mean, you know, and I always want to see how we can make it better, how we can make it better. And, you know, we've got a discussion going on the director's site, you know, what can we do to make these things better? So we're gonna look at a lot of these things and try to get them pushed through and make it better every year.
Okay, and I have the AGM on my agenda here. I'll ask you about that in a
Sure.
few minutes, but first of all, let's tackle the Hall of Fame. Lori Powell, Mike Barrett, Ryan Espy. Just every single one of them so deserving.
Oh, absolutely. When you look at all the national championships and world championships between those three, it's incredible. And all of them coming from the same province, which was really special, you know what I mean? And we actually try to do that anyway for the Hall of Fame, you know, try to get it so, you know, you want your family, your friends there. So, you know, if you're from BC, we don't want you to get inducted into the Hall of Fame.
In Cape Breton next year,
Well,
yeah.
Yeah, we'd rather wait till it's a little bit closer so you can have your family and friends there. I think a lot of people don't understand that. So it really makes it special for the inductees and their families and friends.
Okay, and I certainly hope, like you and I are both members of the CAWF Hall of Fame, and I know what it meant to me, and I remember what it meant to you when you got inducted. I hope it means as much to the people going in today as it did to us.
I hope Ryan forgives me for this, but he walked up on stage. I could see him start to well up and I said, "Don't you dare."
You're afraid you were gonna lose. Yeah, oh, absolutely. I can't stand to see anybody will, and I was like, nope, I had turned away, and I couldn't even look at them. The only thing, you know what, the only thing that saved me was that I was in my little perch here in Halifax way, and so I had a good little walk.
Yeah, you weren't informed beforehand. These people all knew. that
Yeah,
they-
I didn't know at
No,
all.
these people all knew that they were going in. So we started doing that a few years ago. That way, you know, they can let their friends and family know that they're going in, and so it's not such a surprise. And, you know, it's nice having family and friends there when you get inducted, you know, into such a prestigious hall.
Absolutely, I think it's one of the really, there's only a couple things, a couple of awards that I think are really, really important in Canadian arm wrestling. And being inducted into the Hall of Fame is one of them.
Oh, absolutely.
The other one is the next thing on my list is the John Miastic Award. Yeah, you and I have both been fortunate enough to win that. And look, another deserving guy, Daryl Stephenson, has worked his ass off
Yeah.
for the last few, not just for the Canadian Nationals. as president of Manitoba Arm Wrestling for the past few years that he's been involved, he's really worked hard.
Well, I mean, even before him, it was Lori Powell,
Lord,
which
yes.
is his wife.
Yeah.
So I mean, so he's still being involved way back then. So, you know, Daryl's been, you know, at this for a long time.
Yeah, so
Very deserving.
So huge congratulations to
Absolutely.
Daryl as well. Big congratulations to Mike Barrett.
Lori Powell,
Lori
and Ryan
Powell.
Espy. Yep.
Yeah, like, I can't think of three more deserving people.
Yeah.
They've all worked their butt off.
Yep.
The results at the table are amazing. When you were inducting them, folks, you gotta go watch the clip on the, on my channel, on the CAWF Hall of Fame inductions, and Rick is reading off the accomplishments of these people, and I'm just sitting there going, wow, do I feel inadequate all of a sudden?
Oh, I mean, like I said, the Canadian titles with the three of them are
It's staggering.
be over 100.
It's staggering.
Yeah.
It's just crazy.
And then when you start reading things like from Mike, you know, he's won championships in Michigan.
In North Dakota, they were going all the
Yeah,
time. Like,
yeah.
Like just truly amazing. Okay, so yeah, congratulations to all the recipients. And I just got to read a little article. Ryan Espy had an article on him.
Okay.
I just saw it today on Facebook, so
I'll check it out.
I took a few minutes to read that. Well, next we're gonna discuss just the AGM. Not that we're gonna talk about whatever happened there, but anything.
Well, people will be able to go on and see it anyway. Those minutes.
The minutes we posted.
Yes, yes.
So anything new coming out?
No, we're just always looking at, I actually can't even remember. It seems like that was so long ago.
It's only a week,
I know.
but no, I get it. So usually what gets decided there, so there's no rule changes.
No rule changes. We did make some rule changes back in January.
Okay.
A few rule changes, but no rule changes there. We did discuss, because there was a lot of talk about the clothing thing.
Right.
So we did discuss that, and it will be starting next year, either black pants, either dress pants, sport pants, or shorts.
Okay, shorts.
Yeah.
We had somebody
Black.
wearing shorts.
Yeah, but
They were
those,
cut off jeans.
yeah, you're not wearing jeans.
Okay.
No jeans whatsoever.
So,
And you know, and I've heard some comments, people, you know, they don't like it. You know, they talk about, you know, how many spectators are sitting there looking. But now you gotta think about the cameras that were coming in. CTV was there. I don't know how many people saw the
CTV Global was there.
yeah, and I mean, this is that went nationwide.
Yeah.
I mean, they were shooting it here. People down here in Nova Scotia saw that on CTV News. So, and it just shows that much better, how much more professional we can make this sport. And the more professional we can make it, the better it comes across when we're out there trying to get sponsors, trying to build this sport.
Okay, but so for 2022, you did not enforce that.
No,
rule
we
at all.
didn't. No, we didn't.
Okay, so I can wear sport pants, track pants,
Dress pants.
dress pants,
Yeah.
or I can wear like cargo shorts, black in color.
Yes.
It's
Yes.
not all full of holes. I know the style on some kids is holes in their
Yeah.
pants and stuff.
And that's the thing, that's usually in jeans, and that's the
Yeah.
thing we want to get away from, you know what? Like I said, we're trying to make this look professional, so when the newspapers and the TV comes in, we look like a professional sport.
Okay, and you still have the rule about team jerseys. Everybody has.
Yeah,
to
you have to wear team jerseys.
So because I remember being at WAF, it hasn't come up in CAWF, but at the WAF World Championships, some of the countries didn't all have the same team jersey. So is that a requirement? Do we, like, okay, Nova Scotia, you order Nova Scotia jersey?
We didn't specify that.
Okay,
So, I mean, sometimes, and I mean, it was okay because especially the kids, I mean, sometimes, you know, you might have a $50 jersey for the parent, but do you really want to spend $50 on your kids? So if they get a cotton t-shirt where, you know, the parents are wearing an athletic shirt that, you know, that's supplemented,
Yeah.
you know, it's a more expensive shirt, well, you don't really want to be replacing that for a kid every year, which you would be, you know? And then,
when you want to order shirts every 2 to 3 years, you have people complaining about that.
yeah,
Right, so.
yeah.
Yeah, and as kids grow, you don't want a new shirt every single year.
And you see the way these kids are growing,
Isn't that the truth? It's,
especially when we haven't seen them for 2 years.
well, there's that, and look, some of these kids are just big. Watching the juniors.
Yeah,
Some of these are big, especially like the 19 to 21-year-old, because I heard Uncle John, he said, I'm watching these biceps, I'm getting intimidated by some of these kids. Some of them are amazing.
yes, absolutely. And and you see the technique and the style in the 5 and 6-year-olds. It's just awesome to watch. I love watching the kids. And then when I started doing the pose downs, that was priceless.
Okay. And also that was discussed a little bit at the AGM. I'm always on there because I filmed it. So the CAWF has adopted this the EAC
Yes,
policy, which stands for
the ethics
advisory.
committee.
Okay,
So we've seen a lot of this in other sports, and it doesn't matter what sport it's at, hockey, basketball, gymnastics, swimming, all these sports have had huge issues. And the governing bodies have turned their heads to it
okay,
because of the coaches stuff. We will not turn our heads to it. If there's an issue, we've got the people in place and things will happen. You know what, we're not gonna turn around and just turn a blind eye because it's so-and-so or whatever.
my question is, so you're not gonna turn a blind eye to it, but if an issue comes up, somebody has to make a complaint to you.
Oh,
guys.
absolutely.
Okay, you're not gonna go on hearsay.
No, we can't do anything unless somebody first you have to make a formal complaint. You can go online on the CAWF website, and there's a link there to fill out the forms and do that. And then once that, then you get the ball rolling.
Okay.
But if you don't go in and do that, we can't do anything. And if you say, well, so-and-so did something, well, until you make a formal complaint, so-and-so hasn't did anything.
Right, and I mean, so this has been set up to protect the arm wrestlers.
Oh, absolutely,
Right.
absolutely.
This isn't a witch hunt. This is to protect for the protection of our youth arm wrestlers,
And our
our
female,
female arm
and our
wrestlers,
male.
and our male
oh,
wrestlers.
absolutely,
Even if it's just a case of bullying,
yeah,
right? You
Yeah.
can lay a complaint, and you
absolutely.
guys are going to. I'm not saying somebody's going to get jailed for 4 months for it, but
No.
you can act.
And it's all kept confidential.
Sure.
We've all had to sign confidential agreements. So, you know, if somebody comes, and don't come to me, you know what I mean? If you come to me, all I can do is say, you have to go to the website, fill out the forms and get the process started. Complaining to me, although I wish I could do something, I can't do anything.
Okay.
I have to get you to go through the proper procedure and do it that way.
There's nothing wrong with that. I mean, you can advise them. This is what you have to do.
Absolutely,
But
oh, absolutely,
For
you know, and we can help guide them through it, but, you know, they have to take the first step and fill out that complaint form and get the ball rolling.
okay, good. So this is set up and operational
It's
now.
set up and it's running.
Okay, and usually at the AGMs as well, you accept or reject or listen to bids for next nationals. Next year, we know it's here in Nova Scotia, it's in Sydney, Cape Breton.
Yep. Mark McPhail, and he's working hard, getting that going.
Yeah. So what about after that?
We received a bid, though, we didn't like the bid just because it didn't have enough details in it.
Okay,
So we've sent it back and we've given, and somebody else is interested too. We told them, you get to the end of the year, we'll have a meeting in January and we'll decide about 2024.
2024, yeah.
It's hard to remember, it's
Yes.
hard trying to keep the years straight when you didn't do anything for 2 years.
Absolutely, but look, after being, well, I haven't been in nationals. I was at 2017 in Halifax, just because you asked me to come and film for you. But my last nationals was 2013. So some of these people I have not seen
Yeah.
in almost 10 years.
Oh, and some of the people that came out again.
It was unbelievable.
I mean, it's great seeing all the kids coming and the youngsters coming, but then all of a sudden you start seeing George Zachary showing up, Troy Eaton showing up.
Eaton, Lenny Houghton is
Lenny,
still
yeah.
kicking around and
Yeah.
still ripping off arms and like just pulling amazing.
Yep.
But I mean, I was talking to, I talked to Bob Penner, who I first met in 2002.
Yeah.
We met on the table,
Yeah.
right? And I hadn't seen him again.
I didn't even see,
You didn't see,
I didn't see him.
He was sitting beside me on Sunday and
Oh,
we
okay.
talked for a bit.
Yeah.
He's not pulling anymore,
No.
but it was great just to sit and chat with
The
him.
young fella is still doing pretty good.
Oh, Nick pulled great.
Did he
He
ever?
really pulled great
Yeah.
on Sunday. Okay, so right now, all that's been decided for the next nationals is
Is Cape Breton.
Cape Breton.
Yes,
And
and everybody should come. Everybody plans on coming. They're making a vacation. If you haven't seen, we'll start putting out every month, we'll start putting out little tidbits, teasers type thing about what there is to do and see in Cape Breton. And once you make a trip around there, you'll really love it.
So you're a born and bred Nova Scotian, as I am. So I heard this question just last week. So when we say, okay, Nationals are coming to Halifax, are coming to Sydney, Cape Breton, why do we not say Sydney, Nova Scotia? Why do we say Sydney, Cape Breton?
Good question.
So.
Well, at one time, Cape Breton wasn't part of Nova Scotia,
Right.
up until I couldn't leave it here a long time ago.
It was, quite a while ago.
Long before we were born.
Yeah,
But it wasn't actually part of it, and I think Cape Breton likes to have their separate identity, even though they're part of Nova Scotia, they still like having their separate identity.
But you know what? The island of Cape Breton is a very unique place.
Oh, yeah,
Amazing, there's unique places all across this country, and we live in a small province.
yeah,
And all we have to do is drive an hour outside of Halifax, and the people do not talk the same as we do.
no,
You go down to the South
so
Shore,
short,
they have that South Shore Lunenburg drawl.
it's almost like a Massachusetts straw.
It really is, and
And you get up to Cape Breton, you've got the Scottish, Irish,
Yeah.
accents in there.
And Cape Breton is an incredibly unique place.
Yeah.
Some of the warmest and friendliest people that you're gonna run across, because people tell, oh, Nova Scotia is so friendly. Nova Scotia is not as friendly as when I was growing up, but
No.
Cape Breton still is.
Yeah,
Cape Bretoners are just down to earth, friendly people.
Yeah.
They really are, and you'll probably be made to feel very welcome.
oh, absolutely.
Right, so it's gonna be a good tournament again next year.
Yeah, and I've told some people we will go to 4 tables next year,
4 tables, still triple elimination.
triple elimination. Yeah,
Okay,
until it gets voted down, triple limit. And I put up a poll.
always love it.
Yeah, I put up a poll, and I was curious, I know that everybody around here likes it, but I thought, you know what? Here's a chance for people to express their opinion. Do you still want, or do you think this is going on? Would you want to have the triple elimination, add another table and keep going that way, or would you rather step back to double elimination? And it's like 10-1 in favor.
Wow.
I did not expect that at all.
I'm not surprised to hear that it's gonna go in favor of sticking with triple elimination, because you listen to the pullers talk, say it's the only fair way to find out
Yeah.
where you actually sit
Yeah.
in your weight class. For me, editing logistically,
It's a nightmare.
it is a nightmare. But so what I've done is now I just print off the results and Rick and Scott pull, Scott loses, Scott gets a mark beside his name, just so I can follow along
Yeah.
what's happening.
Yeah.
But
And while we're on that, props to Anthony Delantonio and his wife for getting all those results up that fast.
that was fast.
I mean, he was still there when I left on Monday.
Oh, he was still in.
He was still in Winnipeg. And I mean, he's had those results up for a couple of days now.
Oh, for sure. Well, I had them, whatever day I started, since Wednesday, because that's what day I started editing.
And unlike a lot of places, we put the results first to last. So there's 574 or whatever it was,
Not just top 3.
entries, yeah.
Not just
Top 3. Everybody likes to see where they finished.
Sure.
Not to mention, some people can't take and throw the bowl around and say you finished somewhere when you really didn't.
We won't mention any names there, but certainly wasn't me, because I never lost all day. Well, actually, I did. I lost Sunday all day. But
Lost the ladies.
oh god, yeah. Okay, so I think there's nothing else out of the AGM that everybody needs to know about. Nothing major's happened.
Not that I remember, I'd have to wait and see the minutes.
Yeah. Okay, so AGM, next nationals, 2023 yet. And we don't know what's going beyond 2023. You have a few people interested.
We've got 2 definitely interested. Vancouver and Quebec are both interested.
Nice.
And both will be great spots. We've been to Vancouver a couple of times.
Yep.
And, great time out there, fly in, jump on a train and you get to the venue, get to the hotel. It's nice. And if it goes to Quebec, that tournament will be massive.
Well, I heard rumors about Marc Andre has some pretty substantial sponsors for his event, and
And I mean, the numbers he's pulling in his provincials are
he set a
unbelievable.
record at his provincials, didn't he?
Yeah,
300 and something.
he had the biggest provincials in Canada.
And what did we have for nationals? 570?
I think it was 574.
574, okay. I could probably just run upstairs and
Yeah.
check my the results sheet.
Yeah.
But And so I don't know if it's been announced. So you also did a referee seminar?
Yeah, that was a long day.
Well, yeah. My workday starts at 8 in the morning.
That's when mine's, well, I started,
yours-
I started at 8 to help Tracy go up the dry sheets. And then after that, went to the tournament. After we finished the tournament, I grabbed a bite to eat. And then went back to the referees seminar and finished at 1 a.m.
1 o'clock in the morning.
And then get up the next morning.
And you're doing this all over again. 10 o'clock, you're
Yeah,
on
yeah,
stage for the
yeah.
day.
But no, I think we had 13 people in the referee seminar. A couple of people left. It was getting late and they left.
Okay.
But we passed a few people.
Can we announce who's the newest masters are?
Newest masters are Tara Pelischuk and
Earl Wilson.
Earl Wilson.
Congratulations
Yeah.
to Terry and Earl.
Jeez.
That's what I'm here for. Not just good looks, folks. Just
Fill in the blanks.
yeah. My memory is bad. His may be worse.
Yeah.
But so we have 2 brand new masters, so that's kind of pretty good.
Oh, absolutely, because we're not getting any younger.
No,
So we're,
absolutely
we're
not.
really hoping to get even more, next year, the year after, and really trying to encourage people to, take the referee test, work their way up through and get their masters, and one day they can take over and start refereeing nationals.
Nice. So, but two new masters, so
That's
these
the first time in a lot of years.
well, and the masters get the first opportunity to say, to ref at the national, they could say yes or no
Yes,
type of thing,
Yeah.
so.
and so far I know of 2 more people that are gonna go for it next year, so that's a bonus.
Well, I know one because he told me what his plan was gonna be for Saturday. He's
Yeah.
gonna pull on Saturday in the masters classes.
Okay,
And then he wants to take his test Saturday night and then be tested and graded on Sunday.
on Sunday, yeah. Because that's what we have to get your masters. We grade you, unlike the levels 1, 2, and 3, where you're graded through some scenarios. Your masters, you're graded on the way you do on the senior day, on Sunday. You have to referee that. We put you upside, downside, and then we have somebody stand off to one side to grade you. And you have to get 95%.
That's gonna be nerve wracking. You're in the middle of the Canadian Nationals and you're trying to give everybody a fair start and I got Rick Pinkney there grading me.
Yeah.
That's gonna be hard on the nerves.
Yeah.
But I mean, I guess that's why it's designed this way.
Well, yeah.
See how you
We
perform.
want to
under
make
pressure.
sure, yeah, oh, absolutely,
Yeah.
absolutely.
So how do you, and I don't want you speaking for Dave, I'm the head referee in Canada, but so how do you think the refereeing went all weekend?
Oh, I think it went great.
Okay,
I mean, you're not gonna get every call,
of course.
you know, and I tell people that, I said, you know what, people say, you missed an elbow foul, I say, well, if I only missed one elbow foul, I had a great day. But it's, you know what, I didn't hear hardly any complaints. You know, yeah, you're gonna get a complaint here or
There
there.
was not a lot of bitching and complaining at the
No.
table though,
No, there wasn't.
really
No.
wasn't.
So, you know, that's always good. And even afterwards, not many people were coming up going, you know, I was screwed out of a Canadian title or something like that. And another thing too, we had the availability of protests in the finals.
Of video protests, not just a protest, but a video protest. as
Where we
well.
would go back and look at your video screen and go, yes, the referee was right, or no, the referee was wrong. And I mean, you had how many cameras on the table? 3?
On the finals table, we had 3 cameras on the table.
So, you know, we had 3 different angles to look at. So if that didn't tell us, then we went with the referee's call. And I ran off 10 sheets,
Not one protest.
not one protest.
But the finals really went off without a hitch.
Yeah.
They really did. There wasn't even it didn't even take a whole lot of time.
No.
I was surprised at how quickly the guys and girls, no disrespect, but how quickly the competitors got to the table, got their grips.
Yeah.
And are ready to go.
Yeah. And there really wasn't a lot of referee scripts.
Not a ton of them from what I can remember, and I'm only still working on Saturday, but there wasn't a whole lot during the Saturday that
Oh, really?
I came
Okay.
across. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Refereeing wasn't an issue. Like I've watched other tournaments, and you're going, the refereeing was, well, you and I both watched tournaments where the refereeing was so bad it's affecting the tournament.
Yeah.
This did not happen.
I mean, I've always said that anyway, you know, when I was first took over referee in chief, people, you know, I used to say to people, you know what? Is people would walk away from the tournament, go, that was a great tournament, where the referee sucked.
It's one or the other, isn't it?
And when it's your nationals, you don't want people walking away going, the referee sucked.
No, but I mean, you look at the masters that were there, and then the few guys that were going, you had competent, credible referees.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
And that makes a huge difference.
Yes, definitely.
It
I
really
mean,
does.
we've had that at our nationals for a long time now.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, there's no doubt about that because, I don't know, Canada has some very well-trained
Yeah.
referees and if this isn't something new in the past 4 or 5
No.
years. This has been
No.
going on for years and years.
Oh, yeah, I mean, way back when, we used to have, even the world was dominated by Canadian referees.
And what,
Because we had more masters than anybody else.
and just more qualified referees than a lot of the other countries.
Oh, absolutely.
The Americans will be the only other one that was even close.
Yeah, yeah.
But not all the
But we-
referees traveled.
But we've been doing referee seminars longer than anybody.
Yeah,
So, I mean, and that made a big difference, starting to tell people, you know what, you're not just gonna walk up and referee this tournament. You need to be qualified to referee this tournament and, make people get better to referee a tournament.
and not to put you on the spot, but I had about a 3-hour phone conversation with Dave Hicks and he credits most of that to you.
I appreciate that, Dave.
He said that you're the one that got the ball rolling and kept it moving. Instead of just getting it rolling and then standing back, you kept pushing and pushing. And so he credits the standard of refereeing higher because of decisions that you guys have made.
I appreciate that, but I had a lot of help along the way too, so.
No doubt in my mind, but coming from a guy like
Yeah.
Dave Hicks, that's pretty
And
high.
we missed
praise.
Dave this year.
Yeah.
Hopefully he'll make the trip next year.
Oh, God, I really hope so.
Yeah.
I mean, it was nice to see his son Merlin. And
Yeah,
I said, Merlin, make sure you go home and tell your father I love him.
yeah,
I thought he was coming just to visit.
yeah. But I think it was a wedding or something he had to go to.
Oh, is that right?
I think
Okay.
that's what it was.
I may have been told that and forgotten that
Yeah.
already, but, okay, so that's the refereeing. Well, I don't know if we need to cover much else about the nationals, do we? It's,
I don't know. That was a long day but it was fun.
yeah,
I can't get over that, it's been so long coming and to see everybody back again and pumped and ready to go for next year.
and John Thompson came up and said, on stage, on the mic, and I don't know if it'll make it into the edited version. He said, somebody was talking about the US Nationals, and he said, there's nothing quite like the Canadian Nationals. We take our Canadian Nationals much more serious than some other countries. I'm not saying all other countries, but like the American Nationals now have gotten so splintered over the years.
Yeah.
And
Well, there used to
they
be
made
three.
it,
Well,
there was 3 and then another guy started, there was 4. Yeah, so I don't know.
I mean, then they went down to 1, now they seem to be up to 2.
Well, they went down to the USAF
Yeah.
and then there was a problem with the board at the USAF. And now, so I know Leonard Denise still put on the USAA IFA Nationals.
Yes.
Frank and Karen Bean are no longer hosting the AAA Nationals.
Yeah.
I think they did the 50th, and that was
That was
pretty
it,
well it for
yeah.
them, I think. But who
And
else?
then, Simon put on a tournament this year for the WAF.
Yeah, has it happened?
It happened.
And was there anybody there? Did you hear anything?
I didn't hear much about it.
I didn't either, so.
I know they didn't have even, I think about 150 entries,
Okay,
that nationals was about the size of our juniors.
wow. And
And, and when you think about it, the US is 9 times the size of Canada population.
population-wise,
And, I'd like to talk to a lot of people down in the States and find out why they're nationals. I'm just curious as to why. I'm not saying this to gloat that, beat our chest and say, we're that much better, but I'm just curious as to why their nationals aren't bigger than what they are.
because at one point in time, they were big. When the AAA was the
Yeah.
main governing body, they had big nationals.
Yeah, and everybody showed up, Brazil showed up.
Yeah, everybody showed up.
On back, and you name
But
it.
Leonard and Denise were putting on their USAA and called that a national championship, and that was a well-attended tournament as well.
Yeah.
Excuse me, then the USAF, I'm not sure how that came into existence,
Well, that was trying to get the nationals all back together again.
all back to one,
Yeah,
and that was the only qualifier to go to WAF.
yeah, and then all of a sudden, I don't know what happened, and then all of a sudden, we had to split with the IFA and WAF.
Yeah.
And then now you bounce back to 2 nationals again. Which is too bad.
It really is, it's too bad, but,
And that's the thing about Canada, it doesn't matter. Yes, I went with the IFA you know, if you still want to go to WAF. So if you're in Canada, you go to nationals, you want to go to WAF, go to WAF. You want to go to the IFA, go to the IFA.
Well, I like your attitude on that, because I don't think that we should be banning athletes from
No.
anywhere.
No.
Pull wherever you want
And
to
that
pull.
was my whole thing for leaving WAF. I don't like that idea of them telling me where I get to go and pull.
Yeah,
That's.
nobody should have that right.
No, no.
I don't think, so.
You know what? Let the stronger organization win. If you get a better organization, go there.
So far, you got a nice little team coming together to go to IFAs in France this year.
Yeah, I'm surprised. Like, I'm starting to hear more and more people, you
Okay.
know, looking at going. I'll put up on the Team Canada IFA Nationals.
So on Facebook, it's Team Canada to IFA,
Worlds, sorry.
to IFA Worlds.
So, and there's a form on there to fill out if you want any Team Canada gear. And because that has to be all special, that's all special order with your name on the back and
And
stuff
this
like
is
that.
July, and the
This is
tournament's
July.
in September.
Yeah, at the end of September, so I'm gonna have to put that order in right away, so if you're thinking about going, you need to get that order in right away, so I can put the order in. And then hopefully there's enough time for them to ship it back, if not, I'll see if they can just bring it to France.
And do we have any Canadians going to the WAF, which is going to be in Turkey this year?
That I don't know.
Okay.
John Boslam mentioned about going there, he asked me about the tournament, then he found the information before I was able to get back to him, so. I don't know. I know last year, I think the only people that went were Clayton and Dave Hicks.
Just the two? That's all you'd heard?
That's all that went. Yeah.
Wow, okay.
So, yeah, I don't know who's going this year.
And it was great to see Clayton after his accident. That's the first time I had seen him in years.
Yeah.
I haven't seen Clayton in a really long time, but it's good to see him.
And he
I got
pulled
chatting
well.
with him. He
Pulled
pulled
well.
real good, and I got chatting with him a bit. It was for me. It was nice again to reestablish some of these connections I had made, and
Absolutely.
then to make some new people as well. And I always find it mildly amusing. And I hear my name, and I turn around, and I don't see anybody I recognize, and
Yeah.
some guy comes up and says, "Scott, I just want to shake your hand." I'm going, "Okay, great." And you are who?
Yeah.
But
That's good.
it was great to see Clayton again. He's doing so well after his accident. That was outstanding.
Yeah.
Outstanding, yeah.
Yeah, an ordinary man wouldn't have lived through that.
Probably not. Anything else that stands out for you at the Nationals?
Man,
Just not travel.
now, just the level of competition is getting so much better now. Like, when I looked at some of the classes, so-and-so is gonna win this class. But they didn't have an easy go. I mean, you look, Ryan Espy, he lost a match in the left hand.
Dude, on his first match with Curtis Cameron,
Yeah.
pork chop, was
Yeah.
like strong guy.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Ryan came back and win it, but still, you know what? There was a few upsets in there, and Merlin Hicks getting beat by some of the people, it was like, wow. And one of them, Dylan Curry from New Brunswick, just started not that long ago. Strong little dude, and was able to beat Merlin.
He beat Merlin, so I haven't
Yes.
gotten that far in the editing, so I can
And
see that.
stop Nick Penner.
And he stopped Nick Penner as well. And Jamie LeBlanc with
Jamie
the
LeBlanc.
second place finish.
Absolutely,
Man, he pulled well again.
he sure did. He's made so many improvements here in the last year, it's been crazy.
And
I'll have
he's
to
the
be-
nicest guy, one of the nicest guys
You know what?
around is
Yeah,
Jamie
and he's
LeBlanc.
doing everything for Armstrong New Brunswick, he's traveling all over the place.
Yeah.
He's really building the sport, him and Luke in New Brunswick, and it's so good to see. I think they had a certain number that the Atlantics New Brunswick did.
Really?
It sure looked that way.
Wow, that's,
We won the team trophy, but
but still,
yeah,
remember the days though that New Brunswick, if Nova Scotia fields a team of 50 people and New Brunswick shows up with 10, they're doing good.
yeah, absolutely. So now they're showing up, with 40 people.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's great to
And
see.
they're learning their lessons well.
Yes,
And Jamie LeBlanc is all ears
he's
and
a,
questions.
he's a student of the game,
Yeah.
which I love.
And it's really paying off. We got that huge win at the Atlantics over Mark McPhail.
Yeah.
And then a great performance at the Nationals.
Yeah, oh, he's all upside.
Yeah.
You know what? Plus, he builds equipment.
Yeah.
He's got a company that he started to build arm wrestling equipment.
Nice.
He builds tables. He builds training tables.
Good for him.
Yeah,
And what does he do for a living? Do we know
I
that?
think he's a welder.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, but
So that definitely helps when it comes to building tables.
wow, good for him.
Yeah.
That's all I have written down in my note.
Okay.
So And no, I don't know, I'm just trying to remember, there's so many highlights, to try and narrow it down to one or two is almost impossible,
Yeah,
but,
and when you're refereeing, it's just.
you don't
another
get to
match.
see a lot,
Yeah, it's just another match.
Yeah,
If you're watching the match, you're not a good referee.
True enough, but look, good crew, Tracy and her crew did a great job keeping that tournament running.
Absolutely. I mean, when you saw the draw sheets with 16, 17, 18, 19 people and doing triple elimination, man.
So the editing is gonna take me a little bit longer than I anticipated.
Oh,
The
yeah.
classes were that
So,
big?
yeah, so there was a class in 19.
Wow, that's
Yeah.
a lot of
It
interest.
would have been 20, I think, if somebody dropped out.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. I think I'm working on the right-hand masters right now, and some of those matches were great. So now I'm finally getting a chance to watch Troy Eaton
Yeah.
after all these years pulling again.
Doesn't look like he's lost anything, does it?
Doesn't look like he lost that bit, not one little bit. But just when the names are being called, some of these guys are legendary names to me.
Well, I mean, George, he was up there smashing people. He's what, 75 years old?
And people say he doesn't know how to hit.
Yeah,
Wait till you see some of this footage. folks.
yeah, he can hit.
Yeah, and he went
And
through.
for all those of you that are up there saying he's in a dangerous position, he isn't. You look at where his shoulder is, he's above the table the whole time.
Yeah, but I think because of some of the organizations that allow stuff to happen.
He gets grouped in with it, but he shouldn't have been.
No, because look, it's very rare you see George drop below the table.
No.
Very rare.
I mean, back to the days when we had the message board, I was defending him. So he doesn't drop down that low.
Yeah,
People just had a hate on him for him because he could beat everybody.
I was gonna say, and they can't beat him.
Yeah.
That's the biggest
You got this
issue.
old guy up there that's just kicking everybody's butt.
Well, and look, again, that's our time call. We only have 5 minutes left, so.
If you give us one of these.
Yeah, so look, I appreciate your time. I love the
Thanks for having
fact that you could drop by. Folks, we appreciate you tuning in. Don't be afraid to subscribe, become a channel member. We appreciate the super chats. Got a super chat from Uncle John's Arm Wrestling show. Really appreciate that, John. And we're gonna be back next Sunday, same time, 7 p.m. Atlanta time. And Rick is again going to be my guest, but this time we're going to talk about the history of Nova Scotia arm wrestling and how that came into existence. Because when I'm watching some shows online, some guys do not have their history correct.
Now,
And I thought, what better guy to bring in and talk about it than you? And I was right there with you in the beginning, helping with whatever you needed done. So I think between the two of us, we can come up with
yeah,
one or two real memories.
one of us can refresh the other one's memory.
Exactly, but that's all the time we have for tonight, folks. Again, I really appreciate you tuning in, and stay tuned for the rest of the nationals footage beginning tomorrow with disabled classes and the masters classes. And again, my sincerest, deepest apologies for hardware issues, and I will work to get these rectified. I'm just devoted. Anyway, that's it for tonight. I appreciate you tuning in. Thanks, Rick.
Thanks a lot.
How many people do we have? 5? So she tells us we're all clear.